there's even data that I can pull up from.
I don't see any.
Pro
They're
stats.
0 for 0.
Yeah, they haven't played against each other, but in most of the tournaments that they played but didn't face, Marker just outperformed. So the most recent one that they both played in was Spirit Realm in December of last year. They didn't. I mean, I can't find Winters because Marker plays that in a different region. So the stats are a little bit skewed here. I am seeing like both of them on their comfort picks, and I'm a big Marker enjoyer. Because we talked about this when we saw Munir swap to that Thor. I'm a very big orb liker. I am just an orb guy, and Marker has some of the cleanest orb that I have ever seen. And when they are on that Fate, it doesn't really feel like they play either of the weapons. The most they just feel comfortable on both. But it's not enough to help them right now against Borgir, as Borgir, who is PR number 50 in Europe, not even has any earnings actually. Made it this far to face off against the Marker and is in a winning position right now.
Up a stock, off the side of the stage. Cider gonna confirm it's unarmed.
Never mind.
And now we've even a bit of a commentator's curse there coming out from Blackout. I'll get back to you with the rest on that one. But Borgir coming back in, picks up the scythe. Ite on the orb, looking for the damage. Both of them off the side of the stage. Borgir forced onto the wall, getting edgeguarded. Pardon. And we are keeping it up. Borgir tries to reverse it, but not getting much for it. Finally picks up an Enlight near Sayer. And now the damage is building up. That Fate falling apart quickly. Scythe picked up, but the Gauntlet's unrelenting pressure. Side airs, or side lights, pardon, and he is looking for a finisher. Not found until then.
Important that I forgot to mention about this set. We have moved on from the first two sets that were upper side, that were winner side, to elimination side. Both of these players have already lost a set. And what that means is that in the double elimination format that we're playing, if they lose, if either of these players lose, they are eliminated from the tournament, and that's their run.
Out of the tournament. This is for it all the Mavros onto this one, so they can continue to fight for that higher placement, for that number 1, number 2, number 3 spot. And it seems like Ite wants it. One stock, orange, and he takes down Borgir finally. Puts him on his last as well, looking for some sort of advantage here for anything. But he's been on the back foot pretty much this entire map, this entire game part. Looking to reverse it.
I really love, like, the potential storyline that you can get from this, because both of these players have never faced before according to pro stats. So if anyone like takes this set, they will have a 100% win rate and the bragging rights for that over the other. Just kind of like, it's not an important detail by any means, but I think it's just funny. Right now it's looking like Borgir is on his way to get that bragging right now.
He's definitely looking for it. That's a honestly, it looks close if you look at the stats. But that was a very dominant performance from Borgir. He felt like he was in control that entire game. Like, Ite did get hits back, but it was just all too little too late. Borgir had already built up so much damage upon it, it just didn't matter in the end.
I just kind of want to see more, because throughout this entire first game, it didn't feel like one person was doing a lot, one person wasn't really overextending. This kind of felt like they're just testing the waters of both of each other game.
Yep.
Does that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah, nothing ridiculous, just solid neutral game, and that's what Borgir was winning for the most part. No big offstage engagements, no crazy strings, KOs off the top, stuff like that. Just good old solid year of Brawlhalla.
That's a cool Brawlhalla, that's what I like to see.
And what's funny is this almost identical stat lines coming out from both of these characters. Borgir choosing to put a point into strength, taking it out of the decks. He's saying, I don't need it, I'm fast enough already. But not fast enough to get the weapon pickup. Orb in the hands of Ite. It's Scythe coming out for Borgir. Once again, maintaining that stage control, getting that first side light off. The pressure is on Ite here really to get something started. Finally finds it with the sidelight downlight. Sayer continues it, but not much to be gained off of that. Borgir just going for these aggressive approaches. He seems to not mind putting himself off the side, off stage, if it means he gets a chance to go with Marker, or Ite, if you prefer.
I know Aita is the one that's picking up a decent lead right now. You saw the ingredients for that knockout. You saw that side stick come out. Double stacking the orb is an interesting one. Maybe they want to avoid the Scythe mirror match. That's
I
the
think it's
second
just a weapon
orb.
starve.
Might just be a weapon starve, yeah. Like, if you're comfortable with both weapons, you're like, it might just be an easy weapon starve. But it also might be the fact that orb is the better knockout tool. Scythe doesn't really have easy kill confirms.
Yeah, I say, as you said, seems to be comfortable on both, but right now the orb is what's really working for him. That Scythe not really finding anything, not really finding the big strings. Meanwhile, the orb is just finding these quick hit strings. These two pieces, and they just build up damage slowly but surely onto borgir. You know, he's just whiffing Seer after
he's just
Seer
getting
after
little bits over and over and over again, but the bits that he is piecing together are so quickly after each other. That's accumulating really quickly right now. That there's coming through. We get see the knockout. No, borgir with the beautiful edge guard double there coming through. Jesus side sig doesn't have any object. That's still a lot of damage on the borgir though.
I
think something that Itai starts to realize is that it's really hard to pin down borgir in a way where they can get a lot of value out of the way they like to play Scythe. So they're kind of sticking to the more basic side of
nice slide charge there.
Itai.
Slide charge, NC gets the KO, and we are looking for a 2-1 convincing lead in the way of Aite. He's found out the little adaptations in the footsies, I believe, that he must make in order to get this advantage. He is absolutely running circles around borgir right now. He's so confused. He's just throwing out move after move, whiff after whiff, does not know what to do. And the down air off the side gets the KO. That's a JV free coming out of the way of Aite.
Oh my days! What did he just do? He had no reason to go that deep, and he just did it to him. Oh, Itai is a nutcase.
Going absolutely mental. Here we get to look at it again. Side air jumps out. He knows the side air won't connect, so he just jumps and goes for the higher force, the down air. That orb toss diagonally. He just gets the KO. So free. Coming out from Aite, 1-1 in the set.
So I'm on the fence of this Pet Trap pick because the orb is doing really well right now, but so in my mind, Scythe and Guns are both very heavily reliant on strength potential and dodge punishes,
So you
and I'm wondering.
Changing from one string up into another, not much of a change.
Yeah, exactly, but we were talking about how the orb was doing most of the work in like that last game. I didn't catch the damage numbers like per weapon. But we were talking about how the orb was getting those smaller strings so much over and over again that was all the damage that Itai needed. The dodge punishes barely like came to play. Those just weren't required for Itai to win that. So swapping one dodge punish weapon for the other, I think is an interesting one.
I think it's maybe just a comfort thing, maybe it's a magic thing. I don't know. Aite probably feels more at home on these gauntlets here, going into a Mordex pick rather than the Scythe. Maybe just believing in borgir Scythe that much more, assuming that he has familiarity with the matchup. Unfortunately, the orb not so a bit more familiar with borgir's face than he would like to, I believe, as he gets the KO off the side.
Dino still holding onto that orb, even in damage, even in stocks right now, and even in games as well. Tries to get the double N-Light, gets punished by the Scythe for that. Side-Light, D-Light doesn't get a recovery, avoids the punish with the Nair, double Nair coming through, Sarah misses, Sarah, second Sarah coming through still. That's a lot of damage build up onto borgir right now.
It's getting piled up. Borgir needs to answer something right now, and he's just wishing for it.
He's going deep, doesn't KO though. He wants it so bad.
Oh my goodness, all of these stack scenarios where the players are pretty much on top of each other, it's always just a bit of a gamble of who will throw all that move first, who will manage to connect. And Aite has been seeming to get the upper hand of the borgir with that one.
Beautiful there, the placement was immaculate.
You gotta love that if you're an ARP player.
Oh, I do trust. I do love that so much. Right now, borgir with the side in hand, trying to get the edge guard, but avoided Itai now with the gauntlets in hand, trying to get something started. This is a lot of moves right now, doesn't get anything, set up a string, or even gets a dodge. Sidelight being punished right now, borgir starting to get another edge guard as the scythe in hand, tries to disengage right now and look for a new opening. Itai gets it there and then disengages, seeing as there's not a dodge coming out to punish. Orb in hand, trying to get out of the edge guard again. Borgir needs to capitalize on these edge guards a lot because we see Itai like retreating and Borgir just taking that space away. There we go. Capitalized on Borgir or Itai trying to come back from the wall.
The issue of the gauntlet is rearing its ugly head for Aite. As you said, not that big enough change. I feel like from the side, from that string weapon, for Aite to have any meaningful advantage here, and feeling limited here on this weapon. I feel like not comfortable on it as he is on the orb. Recovery gets him back, but barely hanging on by threads. Maybe this is it. Maybe this is why he picked it up. Gets a 4-piece, it swaps over to the orb. The KO needed to be found right now. Borgir unarmed picks up the side finally, and he is holding stage control. He is holding control, and he is looking for the KO option. Not gonna find it. Ite manages to worm his way back on stage there. No follow-up, no dodge coming out from Borgir, so there can be no punish from Ite's side. But these are just so close.
This is so tight. That's a Sarah though does take out the high defense Mordax and Itai is 2-1 up in the set.
Oh man, Borgir's gotta be kicking himself about that one. He had such a dominant position after the second stock, but he gave up the weapon, he gave up the orb to Ite, and that led to him getting KO'd just because of that comfort pick he had.
So we saw the gauntlets pop off a bit near the end there with like the double sideline lead to catch dodge from Borgir. I still don't fully vibe with this pick because it took so long to get like one decent interaction, and for the rest of the match it felt like Itai was kinda not necessarily whiffing but definitely looking for something on the gauntlets and just not being able to get anything started.
And it's 2-1 to Ite right now. But what would you rather see him swap to? If he loses this game, what is the pick?
It might be Thor. It might genuinely be Thor because of the hammer buffs, and you like similar stat line. You're more tanky, but you're also like 7 or 8 strength, which is what Itai seems to play with Fate and a Pet in the character pool. Oh, the gauntlets are starting to cook now a little bit though.
Hey, maybe we don't need
it.
Maybe we won't need it.
Maybe I spoke to.
Oh no, dude, so
wait, he touched. No, he didn't touch.
He didn't touch. That's an insane play from Borgir! Taking him out like McDonald's, Jesus Christ! Nice, they gotta be kicking himself about that one in turn.
I mean, there's still a game up, just keep playing and go next. Don't let it get to you, especially when you can make plays like that. He's going for it, doesn't get the recovery though. It's right, gets the sideline there. Okay, don't forget happen. Like, first talk off the record, it's even right now.
It's fine. We start with these thoughts. Alright, once again the orb that has been terrorizing Borgir for the past 2, maybe even 3 games. But Ite not finding many connections with it. No read coming out, nice dash back there, and gets the punish. But that's only gonna be 2 hits. 2 hits as well, nice palm dodge, gets out of it. Borgir looking to clap back here, looking for some damage in his own right. But another orb primes for Ite. Resets the weapon's durability, make sure it's not gonna get knocked out of his hands just like that from 1 hit. But Borgir, man, he is getting slapped, he is getting danced around once again. Like, he's finding hits here, but it's not the big strings that he wants on the scythe. And he's just taking damage in return from the orb. Be it 1 hit, be it 2, it's just not enough for Borgir. That's a big one!
Doesn't take him out. Itai still hanging on there, can get the edge guard. Sideline coming through now, Borgir with the edge guard and 6 for the second time.
There it is, and that's what Bamya was missing, I think, in the last set. That sig coverage, that threat of the end sig, of the side sig from Mordax, the D sig as well. All of his heavies are really good, but that's not overextended.
Can they get the edge guard? No, overextended with it there.
Ite misses up, gets the KO finally. So no foul, no harm done. And we're looking for some damage once again. The orb, just so solid. Gets the cider to start. He's just dancing around. That's a dodge catch.
Starting to cook. Borgir wants that game 5. He wants to continue this run. They're coming through, gets the recovery as well. Borgir is overextending it really badly. Now sideline, doesn't get a 3-piece, Borgir still at the dodge. Now, there's the 3-piece though, and Itai going deep with that orb. We've seen it before, that they can just get beautiful dares, beautiful ground pounds. Oh, but the ground pound coming up from Borgir takes us to game 5!
The overcommit on the falling side there. It takes so long for him to gain control of his character, to jump back up. And that's gonna be the stock. Ground pound from Borgir, such a deadly weapon off stage with the gauntlets. Hasn't been able to utilize it that much until now. But he finds that KO, takes us to game 5, stays on the Mordex. 87 levels on that character, definitely has the experience to back it up. But will it be enough, Moro? Will it be enough?
I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Because there are strengths and weaknesses in both of these players' game plans. And what they like to do and what they're struggling with. And I think at this point, it's not about like the specific strings that they take, it's about the adaptation to what the opponent does here. I don't think this is like the amount of value that you get per string, I think is currently irrelevant. I think it's more relevant that you punish your opponent more than the other. Because right now you see this, that exactly, Itai is just recognizing Borgir's on the ledge. I can put him on the edge guard. I didn't quite finish it, but situations like that where, okay, I need to put my opponent in a bad position and take advantage of it. Because both of these players have very similar damage output. So just raw doing hits isn't gonna get them to the win here. As you see, this Itai got that entire interaction out of being able to put Borgir on the ledge and then being able to send them out there and wasting their options. And in turn, Borgir had Sweat Beast and what's knocked out by the weapon throw. Like, it's situations like that, situations where you realize your opponent is uncomfortable doing certain things and keeping the dare for your own game.
And that's gonna be the question for Borgir. Who could be able to find some comfort here on these gauntlets in this mirror match? Itai deciding to deliberately stay on it, had a chance to keep the orb, but decided not to. He wants Easter eggs, he wants the Sand Fury, and that's a dodge caught. No nair. Recovery comes through for Borgir. Great punish, and he's gonna even it up. Scythe in hand. Now looking for a big string, but Itai slips past, gets the orb, and not once again hits coming out. Ground pound, big
was crazy.
Hit.
I'm 99.9% sure that it would have knocked out Borgir if that happened. Borgir with a Nair Sar trade on the ledge, Enlight into Ensig. They're now in the damage lead, but Itai is fighting back again with the edge guard. Recovery coming through, trying to chase Borgir off the top. Ensig does not connect. Unfortunately, the recovery coming out from Borgir's side.
Launches once again in the hand, dodges away, knows the Ensig is coming. Borgir pretty accustomed to that one already. He knows it's gonna have to go for something different, but the ground, but the recovery off the forward dodge read, the outward dodge read.
You okay?
Itai. No, I am not. This match is unbelievable, Moro.
Okay, Itai with the Gauntlets mirror match right now. The movement from that platform was insane in order to avoid that recovery. Avoid the second recovery as well. Useful of the dodge right there. Now, both of these players are on their potential tournament stock. This is as tight as it can get.
Alright, orb once again in the hands of, it's these Sairs, these Nairs, these Endlights even, that have been building up the damage, but the neutral airs from Borgir are amazing right now. Down there connects as well, and Itai just looking for any opportunity, any sort of punish. But these areas are so fast on the side, so hard to punish. Gets one hit, but immediately traded back. Recovery punished. Borgir running out of options, manages to touch back on the ground. Itai just cannot find a starter, man. Borgir is not getting strings, he's not getting reads, but he's just winning out the
neutral game. It's just the chip damage. It's just the chip damage adding up to so much, and now Itai is in the red on their last stock being edge guarded, avoids it though. Sidelight coming through, doesn't get a dodge from Borgir. They need more than just a sidelight. They need so much more. Right now Borgir's only in orange, and it's a big stage against Mordex, but that's not gonna be enough. As Borgir takes game 5 and advances into the tournament.